Well, hey everyone, welcome to the Johnny G60 YouTube channel. Tonight I'm upgrading my PC. So along this whole time of trying to start this YouTube thing for RC cars, racing, maintaining, building, I realized I haven't done a PC upgrade in quite a while. So tonight I'm going to finalize what I've started for my PC upgrade. So recently AMD put out a new processor, the RYZEN 9 7950X, which I purchased a motherboard as well. I also got a Gigabyte RTX 4090. So tonight I'm going to start the process of putting them in a custom water loop. This is how I did my last computer. Worked out really well. Finally got my blocks in and we're going to get going. See you guys soon.
I wanted to put some context to this upgrade. When I started this YouTube journey, I simply started static filming with my iPhone with no real plan for how these videos would come together. I also had no idea that I would enjoy the post-production aspect of YouTube so much. Well, it wasn't too long into editing my first video clip that I realized I wasn't going to like doing it on my MacBook Pro. I much prefer my desktop PC. Unfortunately, my previous PC was built back in 2014 and really wasn't up to the task of editing 4K footage. That's when I decided it was a good time to upgrade my PC. This was right around the first week of October of 2022, and AMD had just launched their new flagship CPU, the RYZEN 9 7950X, so I went all in on my first ever AMD build.
We're back. Figured out how I got to put this block on. So first things first, take the motherboard off. It's actually kind of a neat way that EK decided to design this water block. You actually screw it in from behind the CPU with a little Torx driver. So kind of a neat idea. I'm sure I forgot at least one screw. Oh, that could be, yeah, it wasn't a screw, it's just the CPU backplate. Okay. All right, so these 4 holes are where this is going to come through to. But before we can do that, we have to put thermal paste on the CPU. Oh, hey, look at that. They actually include Thermal Grizzly thermal paste. That's quite nice. Stuff's not cheap. As always, little dab will do you. Okay, now the trick is going to be putting this on and then holding it on until it's screwed down all the way. But I guess that being said, it won't actually rest on the CPU until it's screwed down. So now from the back plane, Good job, EK. This is nice. They all threaded very quickly. Okay, that feels fully seated. Yep. You can see in there's a tiny bit of thread left. I don't want to go too tight. Feels like there's good engagement. That's it. Screws stopped. Threads are gone. Seated completely. Okay, perfect. So I can throw this back in the case. Okay, that's where it's gonna go. That'll do it. Okay, that's it. I'll be back when we're ready to take the GPU apart. Feels like these screws are captured. No, I guess they're not. I guess I just didn't unscrew them enough. There we go. Okay, that's the back plate. We will need that later. That looks sexy. Very cool. 13 screws. That's the first step.
This part hurts. So with these graphics cards, they're actually quite well stuck to the PCB. Sorry, the cooler is. So I'm gonna have to unplug this, or sorry, just kind of peel this back because all the thermal mat, this, whatever it's called, it just holds tight because it's sticky. It just feels like everything's gonna break here, and then it kind of just comes apart. It's you just kind of gotta go slow, pry it around. It's kind of the most unnerving part of changing. There it goes. Okay, so it just released. So the connectors I'm undoing here are just the fans on the cooler and the RGB units. So that's it. Just a tiny little PCB, no bigger than any of the other cards. Just this enormous cooler because it's dissipating 600 watts at full load. Yeah. Look at all the VRMs. Wow. Okay, so the next step is going to be taking the last screws out to take the back plate off. And then it's going to give me a map of how to do the thermal pads, and then the thermal compound that they provide. Again, same thing. They did provide thermal grizzly, super nice. I will clean up this before we move forward, and I'll take all the old thermal pads off to replace them with the new stuff that came from EK. I'll come back when I get a little more progress.